Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. What's good? So a lot's going on since last night. A lot of news, a lot of chatter. I think the first one is BNB chains just like rapid rise. I mean, if you want to call it rapid, it's insane right now. It's at 1309. New high is $1,336.57. That's huge. One of the reasons why it's so big right now is because what you've got going on is a lot of love for BNB's meme coins, creating traffic, creating just business. So I want you to look at this sort of like Solana. Solana has retracted a little bit, but right now it's sitting at basically a local high, right? Well, more than local, but not an all-time high, but it's sitting pretty high right now. Let me see if I can get you that exact number. Solana's at $221.11 at this moment. And when you look at those numbers, you're kind of like, oh, that's interesting, because Solana had its meme craze, and now it looks like BNB is having its meme craze. Now, something that I expect to happen is you're going to have BNB have its meme craze now, and Aster follow. I think that's why Aster is not following. I think Aster doesn't give a crap about the noise that they got from DeFi Llama. This morning at about 3 o'clock in the morning, Aster was at $1.96. Right now it's at $2. I'm just saying, if Binance's numbers, if BNB numbers go up, I'm expecting Aster's numbers to go up too. That's for my own edification, because that's the correlation that I'm looking at, leveraging the news from DeFi Llama that they were delisting the volume from Aster, and looking at how close Aster is playing with Binance and BNB, and seeing, oh, if that's going crazy, how long is it going to be before Aster goes crazy? Just saying. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that if you start connecting the dots and start stepping back and looking what those dots, the picture that the dots make for you, ooh, just saying. There's a lot going on there. Then you've got the AFL-CIO opposing the Senate's crypto bill, calling it a facade of regulation that risks worker pensions, financial stability, and taxpayer-backed insurance funds amid warning of a 2008 style systemic dangers. I've said it before. Right? But they're calling out crypto, and I'm still calling out banks. Why? I can understand where they're coming from with the crypto regulations, and they would not be wrong necessarily, right? In some cases, some of those laws, you're kind of like, why'd you even bother to put ink on paper? Then you've got the deregulation of banks, putting us pretty much in the same space as we were in 2008. That's right, when Bitcoin was being worked on, and it launched in 2009. Remember, work on cryptocurrencies had begun long before that. It really started getting hot in the 1970s. That's right. Why? Because people weren't feeling what the government were doing back then. And it took them that long to figure it all out. And Bitcoin was not the first coin to figure it out. Well, it was the first coin to figure it out and make it work. Everybody else just had theory. But it was because of all of that previous work that Bitcoin now works the way it does. So that needed to happen. But it was because of financial unrest, economic unrest, that it was born. And we're living it right now, again. Just saying. The AFL-CIO is not necessarily wrong there. Just saying, pay attention, folks. It's a very big deal. It's a bigger deal than what people think. Then you've got the SEC aims to formalize an innovation exemption for digital assets by 2025, by year end, shifting from enforcement to fostering crypto innovation and amidst government shutdowns. How's that going to happen? Air traffic controllers are going on strike. Well, they're not on strike because that would be illegal. They're getting sick and calling in. Just can't make it. I don't feel so good. Just saying. So you look at these things and you're kind of like, ooh, yeah. So is it a good thing? I don't necessarily know that it's a good thing if you're doing it for the sake of doing it. There need to be guardrails. There absolutely need to be guardrails. I'm all for it. But just going from just pulling a 180 and that 180 you're just going to allow anything to happen? What are the rules? What's taking so long to come out with baseline guardrails and then do an iterative process and get better from there? So I'm a little antsy about what could come out. I'll say it like that. I'm a little antsy. Okay? So that's something I'm wondering about. The Bank of England is reportedly softening its stance on corporate stablecoin limits amid industry pressure and global competition. Yeah. In other words, they woke up and they said, oh man, we better keep up. But I hope they put some guardrails up to keep up properly. Okay? Then, as Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda, Kazuo Ueda. I know I'm mispronouncing it. I apologize. Navigates his term, because it is a term, rising political tensions with Sanae Takaichi threatened to upend monetary policy, risking economic stability and the yen's value. Yeah, no joke. I told you before, Japan is having economic issues. On top of that, they're also having, population issues. A lot of countries around the world are having population issues. That's why you see all these crazy things where they're paying people to move to certain places. Yeah, just saying. The ECB president, Christine Lagarde's harsh critique of Bitcoin as speculative sparks a fiery debate. Sometimes you just scratch your head and you just wonder. And for me, it's let's run with the idea that she's right. What are you doing about it? Screaming at the top of your lungs from the highest rooftops isn't going to do anything. What are you doing about it? Because to me, it sounds like you're screaming that crypto is bad because you haven't figured out what to do with your fiat. That's what it sounds like to me. But even if you were right, what are you doing about it? Do you know what I mean? It's not just let me make laws to ridicule and make crypto harder. Let me educate the public on my perspective would be the one. That would be the way to go for me. You want to convince me of something? Come with the facts. And Christine Lagarde has not come with the facts. And like I said, she could be right. She could be wrong. But because she's not coming with facts, it's hard to believe her case. Just saying. That's just me. Thailand's new central bank governor confronts a critical moment as the Monetary Policy Committee prepares to cut interest rates amid a struggling economy. I keep telling you, the world's economy, the global economy, everybody owes everybody. Some people owe more than others, but everybody owes everybody. At some point, I think the world has got to wake up and just go, how about if we just get rid of the bills and our money remains our money, your money remains your money, and let's hit like a reset. I think it's going to take something like that. Oh, but you owe us so much money. Yeah, we get it. We get it. But credit and stuff, that doesn't count. Now, if you want to talk about nation-to-nation debt, we can talk nation-to-nation debt. But I think at some point you've got to do something radical to eradicate the problem that the globe is having right now. Just saying. Right? Capitalism can be a good thing, but there comes a point where there's too much. Again, we kind of have to start defining what enough is. I'm glad that you made money. I'm happy for that. But at the expense of what? At the expense of who? There should not be people with so much excess money when we still have people sleeping on the streets. And I'm talking from a global perspective. Sleeping on the streets, no roof over their head, no food in their belly. We shouldn't have that. There is too much money and wealth in the world to have that kind of a problem, in my humble opinion. Anyway, so that's on the money front. Let's see. The World Bank warns that U.S. tariffs on Indian exports could slow South Asia's growth in 2026. Possibly. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's possible. I'm also saying that it could be a little bit of an issue when you think about how many countries around the world have outsourced technology jobs to India. So I hear what the World Bank is saying. I don't know if I'm buying in on that. India's response are tax cuts and infrastructure plans, but the ripple effects could devastate neighboring nations. Okay, I understand. The way things work right now probably need to change. And the way things work right now, from an economic perspective, that's what crypto was meant to help out with. Yeah. Bring things into the light. Just saying. Strategy has become the 5th largest U.S. corporation in Bitcoin holdings with 80 billion in digital assets, outpacing tech giants like Nvidia and Apple. Its Q3 gains, strategic sales, and bold crypto bets highlight the growing influence of Bitcoin in corporate finance. No duh. Outpacing Amazon, I believe. Just saying. There's a lot. All these little bits of news by itself is probably not a big deal. But when you start to group things and paint a more vivid picture, yeah, you start to realize. You start to get it. PancakeSwap's official X account, the Chinese version of their X account, was hacked and was used to basically promote a meme coin, a scam meme coin. Whenever an account gets hacked, I automatically know it's a scam on a coin. Totally get it, right? But I have to ask this one question. In a little while, you're going to be able to register on Grow My Bag. X seems to get hacked a lot, even with their two-factor authentication. Might be time to try something new. Just saying. Could be time to start using something new. Now, the crypto market dropped about 2.3%. It was over $4 trillion. I don't think the marker should be 4 trillion. I think the marker should be 5, 6. Just saying. I think those are the markers. And yeah, the market dropped a bit. I'm fine with that. It's a pullback, and it's not that big of a pullback. I mean, sure, yesterday Ethereum was over 4,700 and now it's sitting at 4,400. Okay. Again, I point you to go look at the year to date. Go look at the intervals that you can look at coins and start to get their rhythm. We'll go over that when we go over the numbers. Just saying, it's something to contemplate. What else do we have? Institutional capital is reshaping Bitcoin's future with $169 billion in ETFs, driving stability and positioning crypto as a key hedge against economic uncertainty. Something else. I told you yesterday, gold hit an all-time high. And everybody's like, oh, wow, gold hit an all-time high. Oh, wow. What's the problem with that? What's the problem with that? Ken Griffin came out and said it. What's the problem with that? Oh, that's right. The problem is that the reason why gold is going up is because people are panicking and running to gold. That's not a good thing. I mean, if you're holding a lot of gold and gold goes up in price, okay, you might be happy. But the reason behind gold going up is not a good thing. People are running to gold because it's a safe haven. They don't like how the economy is going. If you're in the United States, have you looked at food prices? Have they come down? No, they have not. Jobs. Yeah, we got no economic data this week. We're not going to. Government is shut down. How convenient. How convenient. So we won't see how many jobs are lost. We'll just feel it. We'll just feel it. Hospitals closing and turning people away. Why? Because they have to. Hospitals can't afford to not get paid. And the government said, we're not going to pay you for certain things. Crushes the economy. Oh, illegals shouldn't be getting, benefits. Here's how that plays out. Somebody walks into the emergency room. They have no insurance. They have no means of paying. They can't be turned away. They have to be worked on. Because that's the law. So what happens? Well, hospitals got to get that money back somewhere. So what happens? They hit the insurance companies for regular people because those prices are going to have to go up. Insurance companies go into shock, and what do? They raise prices. Why? Because they got to get that money back because now prices are going up. Horrible cycle, isn't it? That's how that works. And some hospitals will just close their doors. We've seen that. We're continuing to see that. Huge economic problems. And then you sit back and you wonder, wow, yeah, gold is up. Oh, gold is up. That's how I looked at it. Wow, look at gold. Wow, look at gold. Yeah. Pretty scary when you lay it out, it becomes a scary thought. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Let's go do that. Let me get my notes out of the way. Start back over here. So looking at the Dow futures, implied open 76 points higher. S&P futures, implied open 10.25 points higher. NASDAQ implied open 52 points higher. Implied open. Oil up 0.84. US 10-year up down 0.016. Remember, all-time highs. All-time highs. Can't go up forever the same way you can't go down forever. Who's reporting today? Anybody I care about? No. Nobody. Well, Bassett Furniture. But that's about it. And again, look at that. That's cute. They're using the word delayed now. Wow. Amazing. Still missing data. Today's Wednesday. We're going to get a lot of Fed speak. Nothing but Fed speak day. Look at that. Wow. Said it before. Musalem is talking. Barr is talking. Goolsbee is talking. You have the minutes from the previous Fed meeting. Kashkari is talking. Barr talks again at 5:45. Pay attention to Fed speak today. Mirren is a dove. He wants rates cut. I don't think so. I don't think you cut rates. Because here's why you cut rates. You cut rates because you think that companies will then, be able to get more money at a cheaper price, borrow money at a cheaper price. They'll wind up hiring more people. They want to fire people. They know they're bloated. In some cases, they're bloated. And what else do they want to do? They want to outsource. They want to squeeze out every single piece of revenue that they can squeeze, every single piece of profit that they can squeeze out. And if it means getting rid of a few people and offshoring, outsourcing, they'll do it. Not a problem. So I don't think that interest rate cuts are going to have the effect that people think they'll have the effect on. That's my problem with rate cuts. Fear and greed index is at 60. It was 70 just yesterday, 10-point drop. It's nuts. DeFi Llama, we were at what 174 yesterday. Today we're at 168, still above the 150 mark that I like. So $168.3 billion in total value locked. We like that. And look at this precipitous fall. We were hovering toward, at this trend line for a little bit, and then precipitous fall. Tried to fight back right here. We started dropping, and we tried to fight back, hit the trend line, and just came right back down. Yeah. The way I'm looking at it is sprinkle, sprinkle, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Why am I looking at it like that? Well, I think there's too much opportunity to buy. This is a respite from the overheating market. And then I think it's going to heat up again and get even hotter. For me, that's what I think. In case you're looking on a small screen now, you can see it's right here in the middle. You can see that we went up, started messing with this trend line a little bit, and then came back down. It's going to take a lot for us to get back up there. You know what would get us back up there? You know what would get us back? The government reopening the doors. Yeah. Getting back to work. That could do it. Tackling the healthcare problem. That could help. Approving some ETFs. Oh boy. Now you know why I said right now, for me, sprinkle, sprinkle. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If the numbers come down even more, you know what I would do? I might actually look at dipping into some dry powder. However, I'm trying to be vigilant and leaving that dry powder on the side. Leaving the dry powder on the side. I'm telling you, cash is going to be king. What else do we have? Looking at the big board, so many things are in the red. So many things are in the red. Not BNB, though. Not BNB. Pay attention. There are opportunities. There's nothing here that I don't see as an opportunity, even Solana. XRP, AVAX, ADA, SUI, DOT, Doge, Link. Link is at $21. And I know Link is going to go up again. So yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle, baby. For me, sprinkle, sprinkle, baby. Sprinkle, freaking sprinkle. Let's look at the losers. There you go. So losers, Farcoin down 13.97%. GMB X Factor of 2.93. Plasma down 11%. GMB X Factor of 0.92. Anybody else I actually care about? Brett down 7.19%. GMB X Factor 4.43. Pendle down 6.77 again, with a GMB X Factor of 0.60. Pump.fund down 6.41% with a GMB X Factor of 0.49. Pepe down 6.37, GMB X Factor of 2.01. Yeah. Zcash, and it had been riding, been going up for a little bit. Yeah, it's down again. Wow. Shock. Down 5.926%, GMB X Factor of 22.16. Do I think it's going anywhere? No, I don't think it's going anywhere. Not at all. Zcash? No, not at all. Not at all. And then I'm looking at Dog with Hat down 5.77%, GMB X Factor 5.62. Could it do something? Highly possible. Highly possible. Does it come back with that 5.62? I think it can. But the whole market would have to be hot for all of the big meme coins to come back. That's what I'm thinking. That's literally what I'm thinking. But I think when you look at all of this, I think there are mad opportunities. To me, there are just a ridiculous amount of opportunities that I want to look into, research, and get involved with. So for me, yeah, I'm looking everywhere for an opportunity. Everywhere for an opportunity. I'm reading the news. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. All three of those steps in the GMB, the GMB3 is important, and they all go in order. So do them in order. It'll help you. Trust me. Go check out the books. Links are in the description. Well, if you're looking on YouTube, the links are in the description. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, smash the likes. Tell your friends about us. Become a member. Did you know this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is a private video conference call between all of the big baggers? Yeah. Added benefit when you're a big bagger. So become a member. When you become a member, you get access to all of the articles we have, all the previous videos that we have, and you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.